Well, welcome everybody to my 5th anniversary play-along session here on Facebook. It's hard to believe that 5 years ago this week I started live streaming most every Monday, and here we are with our 216th play-along session on a Monday, and so many trad friends tuning in. I really appreciate it. We got some great tunes to play down today, some of my super favorites, and some requests from some of y'all too. So we'll certainly mention that when that happens. Let's grab those instruments, whatever you've got, your fiddle, your flute, your mandolin, your guitar, maybe a whistle, or your accordion, whatever you're playing these days. You can play along and have fun and never worry about a missed note. Am I right? That's right. So we're going to start with a great Irish reel in the key of D. It's called Miss Monaghan's. And we'll play this 3 times around, 2 times medium, and 1 last time I'll kick it up a notch in the old Tom Morley play-along style. What do you say? Are you ready? Miss Monaghan's, here we go. Key of D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. The first tune of our 5th anniversary play-along session, Miss Monaghan's. I love this tune so much. Of course, I put it in my own book, Learn to Play Irish Trad Fiddle. In fact, a number of the tunes I'll be playing today are also featured in my books. But there we go. We've got more people who have tuned in here, including my good friend Julie Zamudio, and more folks are tuning in and making some comments. That's one of the most amazing things that's happened over the 5 years. We created what I call the Trad Friends community, It's all of you guys who are watching any given Monday and all the comments you like to make amongst yourselves. And of course, we've made true friends from this community, and I consider each and every one of you a good friend, as if you almost just lived right next door to me. That's the truth. I feel like I know so many of you so well, even though we've never met in person. So anyway, that's another incredible thing that I never saw coming when I started doing these live streaming sessions 5 years ago this week. Let's go right ahead to the next tune. I told you lots of these are my super favorites. And Lucy Farr's Barndance, we've played this tune many, many times over the last 5 years. But this is a special request. Our good friend Stephanie Hope particularly requested this one and said it was one of her favorites and one that she really loves to play. Well, guess what? I love to play it too. And so it's no problem for me to play it again. I've taught this tune many a times at workshops and string camps, and to my private students and my local students, and I've played it at sessions everywhere from Alabama to Amsterdam. So it's time to play it again. Let's play Lucy Farr's Barndance, everybody, 2 times around, and give it a nice little what do you say? And this especially, once again, for Stephanie out there. She's right there. You're welcome. Get ready, Stephanie. Here we go. Lucy Farr's Barndance. 1, 2, here we go. Lucy Farr's Barndance. Happy to play that for you, Stephanie. I've played it so many times already, and I'll play it many, many more. And I'll enjoy it every time. That's one thing that I learned as I took this journey, learning Irish trad tunes. Started about a quarter of a century ago for me, about 25 years ago, right around 2000 is when I was really formally introduced to these kind of tunes. And I started learning them and found out how much fun it was to share them and teach them to other people. So I always enjoy every tune I play. I like to tell everybody, and it's hard for some folks to believe, but I literally do try and love every tune, no matter how many times I've played it. So anyway, good to see Peter Morley out there in New York State, and also Connie, our good friend Connie Walker, in beautiful Pensacola, Florida. So we got so many people who've been following me for all these years, just about as long as I've been playing fiddle tunes. It's hard for me to think of and believe. So, and Marcia just tuned in and also wishing me a happy anniversary. Thanks. I really appreciate that. It's really, once again, great to see everybody out there in the Trad Friends community. Time for a jig. What do you say, folks? It's the Kilfenora, a fine, happy jig in the key of D. And it's so much fun to play. So here we go, 3 times around, everybody. Grab your instrument and let's play the Kilfenora. Here we go. Kilfenora Jig, a happy tune there. Hope you enjoyed playing that one along with me on my 5th anniversary session. 5 years ago this week is when I started live streaming on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. And of course, it's been fun to have trad friends joining in from every time zone across the country. So I know to some of you guys, it's just middle of the afternoon. While here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Fran has already got a pot of incredible bean and kale soup cooking. It's making my mouth water. And we're going to be having that and cornbread for supper very soon. So all these time zones, all these states from one border to the other, from the northmost part of the U.S. to the southernmost tip of Florida, and from the East Coast to the West, and all our good friends up in Canada as well. Throughout the years, we've had people watching and playing along from many other countries as well, from Ireland, from Scotland. We've had folks from England, and as far away as Australia for a while. There was a fella who was watching us from Australia, where it was the next day to him. Very crazy. So it's been an amazing thing to have this all happen. All right. I tried to pick some really fun, happy tunes to celebrate our 5th anniversary together, folks. And here's the Gaspé Reel, French-Canadian tune that I think has just as happy as you can get. So here we go, 3 times around. on this French-Canadian tune called the Gaspé Reel. Are you ready? Here we go. From the top. One more time. The Gaspé Reel. Oh, that's a good one. I really love that one. It's a fun tune to learn too. So if that one is not one that you've been used to doing, that might be a good one to put on your repertoire list of tunes that you want to work on. Hey, let me say hi to Russ Rentler, who's out there in Pennsylvania. He just joined us. Thanks, Russ. Long time trad friend. And from right down the road here in Chattanooga, Teresa. Nice to have her stopping by as well. Once again, you're all members of the Trad Friends community, and it's always been so much fun to see your comments and be in touch and get to know you all a lot better thanks to your Facebook posts and notes and comments you've left me and so much more. All right. Let's do one more tune, and then I'll take a nostalgic look at the last 5 years as quickly as I can. What do you say? Here's The Dawning of the Day, a lovely melody that can be played in so many ways. We're going to play it slowed down as a slow air right now, kind of a waltz, you could say a waltz 3/4 time. There are really not Irish waltz, but let's call it a slow air. And this is a tune that turned into a very famous song called Raglan Road as well. So let's play it in that style. 2 times around. The Dawning of the Day, also known as Raglan Road, in the key of D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. we go. Slow air for the day. I always like to play at least one slow, pretty tune in every one of our play along sessions. And that's my pick for today, The Dawning of the Day, also known as Raglan Road. Well, we've got plenty of folks tuned in. This is a great time here at the bottom of the hour to thank you all once again, one more time, each and every one of you, for being the main reason that I'm sitting here in Chattanooga and sharing tunes with you once again for the 216th Monday since March 2020, when I thought I would go online and just do a few tunes. So it's once again, I just want to thank you all for helping make this happen the way it has. It's a pretty amazing journey if you've been with me. No matter how long you've been with me, I've played easily over 2,200 tunes over these 216 hours. It's probably more like 2,220 right now. You followed me through several locations. We lived in an apartment when we first moved here to Chattanooga, and then halfway through these sessions, Fran and I moved, and so you saw me move from one place to another, and also from our kitchen to my office. So we've been here in all sorts of ways. In all these weeks and months, I've only been sick and missed once out of all that time, when I was too ill to play one night. So that's pretty good. I got to brag about that. We've played so many hours that if you put them back to back and you did a marathon and played every tune with me in every session, it would take you 9 days and nights to do that. Isn't that crazy? That is pretty amazing. I've shared somewhere around 500 different tunes in the repertoire that I pick from, and I've shared each of those tunes with each and every one of you for free with my weekly newsletters and free exclusive sheet music that I personally arranged. So that's another amazing thing. I've done all kinds of theme shows. I've done anniversary shows, of course. We did special anniversary shows on the 25th and the 50th and the 75th and the 100th and the 150th and the 200th session over the last 5 years. We've had holiday themes. I've had a bunch of tunes that revolve around the holidays and seasons. I've had winter tunes and spring tunes and summer tunes and fall tunes. We've done all requests. We've done all tunes from Ireland, all tunes from Scotland, the British Isles, all Canadian tunes, all O'Carolan tunes. We've done tunes that were all names of animals, the names of plants, the kinds of professions. We've had tunes with professions in their title, numbers in their title, colors in their title. We've done fast sessions. We've done slow sessions. We've done old-time American tunes. We've done historical tunes. We did Civil War tunes. We did tunes that Ben Franklin would have known. We've done sets of tunes that were in the Chief O'Neill's collections. So it's just been all kinds of wonderful themes. And over this next year, I want to be able to recreate some of those. So watch for a lot of those theme sessions to come back around, and we'll have fun with those, because I'd like to put those up on YouTube for posterity's sake. So look for a lot of fun theme sessions where all the tunes fit a theme over the next weeks and months. Of course, I've over the time we've been playing together, I've sent thoughts and good wishes to folks, and sent wishes for folks to get better. I've sent birthday wishes and every kind of wishes, of course. And sadly, over a 5-year period, we've lost some wonderful trad friends that, to me, felt as if, once again, you all lived right next door, and I've missed you ever since. Locally, Bobby Wilbanks, a great local trad friend, he passed away about a year into our sessions. Nan Butler, a great lady who followed us closely. We've lost her. good friend Mike Zamudio, and also folks that I knew in Fairhope who maybe didn't tune in all the time, but were great friends and wonderful session players. Claire Davis, and just recently Walter Kirkland, a dear old friend of mine. So it's, happy news and sad things have happened throughout these 5 years of me being here. And I think about them all the time. I really do. And of course, Fran and I lost our dear kitty Finn. Any of you who followed us in the early years, Finn made appearances just about every week for almost 3 years out of these 5. We got little Meg now. She's kind of camera shy and doesn't really feel like stopping by like Finn did. But we do have a wonderful kitty that we love now as well. So there is my 5 years of play along sessions in a nutshell, trad friends. And I got to confide in you guys. I got to tell you a little secret. I had been thinking for a long time that 5 years was a great way to kind of tie everything up, a big milestone. And I had seriously considered making this the final one of my regularly scheduled play along Monday sessions. I did. But now that I'm on YouTube and we're taking these sessions and also sharing them kind of for posterity's sake, for folks to be able to watch anytime they want, and already the ones that I've put up have gotten 100 or more views each. I think I ought to keep going. What do you guys say? I'm going to keep going. Let's see what 2025 brings. And every Monday I can, I will be here. And like I said, I'd like to recreate some of the fun theme sessions that I did over the years and put those up on YouTube. I think we'd all have a lot of fun playing those. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my little play along session. I'm pretty sure it's one of the longest running virtual kind of events of its kind on the old interwebs. All right. Also, don't forget, I'll be teaching at Fiddle Hell online on the 5th of April. Check that out. It's an amazing opportunity. I'm at the John C. Campbell Folk School the last day of May, and some of you have signed up for that too. And yeah, once again, 5 years here. Now we're sharing these tunes on YouTube, and it makes a new chapter in my playing. So just hang in there, keep tuning in. In fact, I'll be here the next 2 weeks on the 31st of March and April 7th. That will be moving on into the 6th year, right? But here's our 5 right there, and that's what we're celebrating today. Let's play a hornpipe, Off to California. Let's give it a fine little lilt. 1 and a 2. A 1, 2, 3. California, one of the most well-known and loved of the hornpipes, the Irish hornpipes, that's for sure. Well, over these 5 years, I've made quite a journey myself, and particularly in those COVID years when nobody went anywhere and did anything, even though I had I knew hundreds of tunes and knew how to share all those online. I took it on myself to also learn new tunes, even though I didn't know when I would ever play them again or what I would do, but I decided to add all kinds of new tunes to my repertoire to share with you guys out there over the last 5 years. Sometimes they were obscure tunes, sometimes they were tunes that just had the right name of a animal or something to fit my theme that I wanted to add. But other tunes were ones that I meant to learn and just never got around to it. Classic tunes that are in the big Irish trad repertoire. And the next tune we're going to play, slipjig, is called Hardiman the Fiddler. Now you'd think I would have learned that one early on, but I didn't. And it was only a few years ago that I learned it and then shared it here on the play-along sessions. And that helped me to add it to my repertoire. So here we go in 9/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? With a slip jig in D mixolydian with that bluesy sound. And it's a tune about a fiddler named Hardiman. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, a pretty bluesy tune. I guess that old Hardiman the Fiddler guy had a little streak of the old-time blues in him, because that's a cool tune, very bluesy sounding to me. All right, let's keep going here. The next two tunes are special requests. David Enan, my good friend there in Ohio, he's got his squeeze box ready, and he wanted to hear The Price of My Pig. So here we go. No problem at all. Certainly one of my all-time favorite tunes. Once again, I've played it and taught it many a time, and I love it. Key of A minor. Let's give it a jiggy little rhythm here. You ready? The Price of My Pig. Price of Me Pig is the name of that tune. I've used that one for some of the animal themed sessions we've done, and probably will again. But thank you, David, for that request for a fine tune. I know that Fran is compiling all of the viewer roundups and all the places that you guys have tuned in from. It's been a great audience, that's for sure. And folks tuning in from all over the place to help me celebrate my 5th anniversary session 5 years ago this week, when I took to the old Facebook airwaves and started all this nonsense. All by my lonesome. I know there's been other people out there that have had some accompaniment and sometimes 2 or 3 musicians playing tunes together. It's always just been me, basically by myself, playing tunes so that you get the beauty of the tune. Of course, I've always thought that the Irish tunes have such a beauty to them that they sound great. However you want to play them, fast, slow, medium, somewhere in between, with lots of people playing along with you in a session, all playing unison, along with a guitarist or somebody strumming a mandolin or a bouzouki. They sound great no matter what you do. So it hasn't been too much trouble for me to sit here and play by myself. Luckily, I don't mind the sound of my own playing. I guess that would be something you could say about me. But if one way or the other, 5 years ago, whatever I felt, I know that I don't mind the sound of my own playing, I guess. All right. Marcus, yes, he knows what's coming next. Carolyn's Quarrel with the Landlady. We have some Turlock Carolyn fans out there, and I'm certainly among them. This was requested by our good friend Paula Berard, and she asked for this one. And I know Marcus likes this one too, so I wanted to make sure I got one O'Carolyn tune in. This is a advanced. Well, it isn't advanced, but it certainly isn't an easy tune to play. It's you got to be able to navigate your instrument pretty well to play this tune. Of course, Turlock O'Carolyn wrote it on the harp many hundreds of years ago, so he couldn't imagine what we would be doing with it now. But it's a fun melody. If they were having a quarrel, it must have been a good-natured quarrel. That's all I can say. We'll play this 2 times around, and that'll take up some time because each section is pretty long and you repeat each section. So here we go, a page full of notes, a great tune from centuries ago from Turlock O'Carolyn, the blind harp player. O'Carolyn's Quarrel with the Landlady, the key of G. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. we go. I've always enjoyed doing that one. Oh, Carolyn's Quarrel with the Landlady is the name of that one. And everybody should work on that one and see if you can include it in your repertoire. That's for sure. Anyway, we have come to the end of another hour, our 216th hour of tunes since my first episode back in March of 2020. I want to thank each and every one of you for following me and making a donation when you could and not when you couldn't. I'll remind you that if you do want to make a donation, at paypal.me/Irish Trad Fiddle has always been the way to get to my virtual tip jar. And so many of you have been so generous over so many months and years, I couldn't even begin to know a way to thank you all. But once again, that's one of the reasons I'm here. And we have time for one more tune, but a personal thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you to all my trad friends for tuning in and keeping this going for 5 full years. My heart goes out to all of you. Let's finish up with a polka. We almost always do. It's time for Jack Mitchell's Polka. A lovely tune I learned from Dave. I can hear him play it on the accordion right now. Are you ready? 3 times around. go. 5 full years. I want to send a special thank you out, of course, to my better half, Fran Morley, for being there as our executive producer over all this time, keeping the comments going, and just making it so easy for me to do my show. So also couldn't do it without you, Fran. And so you all have a good week. Take care. You'll find me on Facebook within the next day or so. And you can play along with me again and celebrate my 5th anniversary any old time you please. Thanks again, guys. Love each and every one of you. Take care. See you next week.